Earlier this year, the BBC channel covered the story of Diane Covey, a 69-year-old retired hospital worker from Surrey, UK, who's been referred by her GP to have a chest X-ray at the NHS for a bout of cough. Just like hundreds of other patients like Diane that day, she's been cleared by her care team with a normal chest X-ray being sent home. It just so happened that this is the day Harrison.AI has gone live at this particular hospital. Within hours of being switched on, the AI rapidly analyzed hundreds of cases of X-ray images and identified Diane cases with something subtle, something that was originally missed on initial review. Stage 1 lung cancer. What would have otherwise been a death sentence, caught early enough to change everything. When the BBC interviewed Diane about how she felt about the fact that AI analyzed her case, she said, of course in brilliant British accent, "I never really understand AI, but I think it might just save my life. The fact that my cancer's been caught in the earlier stage gave me options. It gave me a second chance at life." This is the human story about the technology of our time, artificial intelligence. Diane is not alone. The math on healthcare outcome is brutal. If 100 patients are diagnosed today with lung cancer at stage 4, only 5 of these patients would be alive 5 years later. But if we just manage to wind back the clock, if we have the magic to rewind time and make those same 100 patient diagnoses at stage 1, 65 of these patients would still be alive 5 years later. The magic pill that will cure cancer, perhaps it's not a pill at all. It is the magic of early diagnosis. Early and accurate diagnosis simply save life. And this perhaps is not so surprising to many of us. The real question is, why don't this always happen? We are in the middle of a massive capacity shortage today in medical expertise. Walking this hall, I was reminded of my time as a medical student at the University of New South Wales. I spent 6 brilliant years here training to be a medical doctor. But it would take me another 9 years before I can become a specialist, capable of truly provide diagnostic treatment for patients. In Australia, we are missing 1,100 radiologists and pathologists to truly meet the diagnostic need that the aging population is demanding. And that number only scales exponentially when you look across the world. We are simply not training enough clinicians to meet the demand of our future. The net effect for all of us is that we're waiting longer than ever to get the life-saving diagnosis that we need. And that by the time clinicians review the scans, they're spending less time than ever, opening up the possibility of misdiagnosis. So this is why Harrison.AI exists. We build medical-specific AI system that can analyze case, provide diagnosis and descriptions, alerting care team of cases that need urgent treatment, and of course producing draft reports, documenting findings, saving clinicians time. This AI system allows for accurate diagnosis at the moment that matter, and to scale our capacity in looking after patients that is currently not possible with human clinicians alone. Let me be clear, this is a very hard problem. One of the challenges is that modern AI system that many of us have in our pocket today, like OpenAI, Anthropic's, Gemini from Google, simply was not built for this purpose. They've been trained on large corpus of internet data, but unfortunately, the internet do not contain sufficient quantity and quality of medical imaging data to train this system with the expertise it needs to make critical diagnosis. But more fundamentally, the very task of providing a good answer is not the same as making the correct diagnosis. This is where Harrison is different. We train our AI system on large corpus of identified and anonymized medical imaging data and fine-tune that with radiologists, clinicians in the loop, providing reinforcement learning feedback with the sole goal of providing accurate diagnosis for patients. And the number shows that. Harrison.AI recently was tested against the FRCR Rapid 2B exam. One of the neat things about medicine is their credential exam for everything. This test, in particular, was designed by the Royal College of Radiologists. Every radiologist, before being credentialed to practice medicine, need to pass this test. It's a test that scores out of 60. You need to score over 50 to pass. It's very simple. 100 case radiologists need to be making a decision about normal or abnormal and make the right diagnosis very quickly. As you can see here, the radiologist barely passed this at 50.64 out of 60. Most modern LLM systems today score barely above random guessing. This is not so surprising. I'm sure many of us has tried to put our own X-ray on some of these chatbots before and really got mixed results. You can see here Harrison.AI recently passed the threshold of clearing the passing score for this credentialing exam, and of course outperforming the average score of radiologists. So we built radiologists as an API through this AI system. Now, the other really interesting way of evaluating the system is through what we call a Turing test. We've all heard about the Turing test before, but this one was designed by Mass General Brigham University Hospital and Harvard and the American College of Radiology. The test generates thousands of radiology reports using AI and put that against thousands of reports generated by radiologists on a blinded fashions, and asked 113 radiologists if they can tell the difference and whether or not those reports they would feel comfortable signing off. As you can see, we have some way to go, but the AI is accepted by radiologists 65% of the time. That doesn't sound like a lot until you realize the radiologists themselves only agree with their peer 79% of the time. So we're getting incredibly close to that human-level performance of expert radiologists. The reason why this is so exciting as a technology is because of the benefit of software scale. Once we built the technology, it can never be unbuilt. And it can be scaled infinitely through our cloud infrastructure, anywhere, anytime, up or down, absorbing the capacity requirements of diagnostic needs that are growing all around the world. Today, Harrison.AI system is being deployed across 40 different countries, impacting 10 million patients' lives annually. We're processing 35% of all chest X-ray in NHS England. Every CT brain in the public department, emergency department in Hong Kong. And here in Australia, 50% of all radiologists are using at least one of our tools on a daily basis. This would make us the most scalable radiology department ever built. And that is the power of software and AI in healthcare. I'll come back to this. Ultimately, it is all about the human story. patients like Diane can breathe easier because we have the power of technology that can process the case and provide a critical insight in moments that matter. About Harrison.AI, we started the company just over 5 years ago, right within the dorm room in University of New South Wales here. At the time, Dimitri, my co-founder, and I sat down and set ourselves an ambitious mission: 1 million daily recurring live touch. That's 1 million scan or million cases processed through our system every single day. Just 2 years ago, we blew past the 1 million lives per year. And recently, as a company, we celebrate our milestone of 10 million lives impacted per year. Now, if you do the math, we still have a long way to go to achieve this mission. And we'll work hard at that. AI will change the world in many ways across practically every industry. But this one of healthcare is worth solving and worth solving right. Thank you so much.